Hello, and welcome to this mini distraction. I'm your host, Dr. Ned Hallowell. Today, we're learning how to tune out all the noise to become more productive. Focusing on the task at hand has become more challenging than ever, courtesy of modern technology. But there are ways to manage all those distractions and finish what you start. I had a conversation with Maura Thomas, who is a time management speaker and author. She has some very helpful ideas. Maura, welcome. Really great to have you.
Thank you very much. I'm really excited to be here. I'm a big fan of your work.
Oh, thank you so much. So, how did you get into this area?
The foundation of my business and what I've been studying for the last many years is that attention management is the new path to productivity. And I'm sure you can relate to that. But I believe that time management is an outdated idea. Time management was useful. You know, the advice used to be to go into your office because you had one, right? And close your door because you had one. And really the only technology you had was maybe some sort of dumb terminal that didn't have the internet connected to it, and you had a phone on your desk.
Right.
And so if you closed your door and you put your phone on Do Not Disturb, you could manage your time, right? You could say for the next hour, I'm going to work on this, and then at 10 o'clock, I'll work on this, and then I'll take a break. And, you know, there were some minor interruptions perhaps, but for the most part, you could plan your day the way you wanted.
Right.
Now that advice is just out the window because we never know what's going to happen to us on a given day because our days are dictated by the communication and the information that comes to us in all the different ways that it comes to us. So you could make a plan, but as soon as you check your email at 8:03, your plan is out the window every day. And even if you do manage to silence the external distractions, right? You shut off your cell phone, you put your office phone on Do Not Disturb, you disconnect your computer from the internet, and you try really hard to focus, you still have all of the internal distractions because we're so conditioned to knowing that we can indulge any moment, any thought, any whim that comes to our brain. It's easy to indulge with a few keystrokes.
Right.
So because we know it's so easy to indulge, it's very hard to say, well, it's just driving me crazy if it's going to rain later. Let me just check that really quick, right? And so then you open your browser and then you're online and then some ad is pushed to you and then you say, oh, what is that? Oh, it's the new car is out. Let me look at that. And then before you know it, you're watching cat videos.
And so how do you manage your attention?
Getting control of the external distractions is certainly important. 3 steps, really. You have to control your environment. Right? So if you have an office with a door, certainly closing that is helpful. If you don't have an office with a door, you could put on headphones and perhaps play some sort of white noise or nature sounds. You can give your coworkers some sort of indication, besides the headphones, that you would prefer not to be disturbed. I've seen some very creative signs that people will wear on their back or on the back of their chair to say, you know, please do not disturb unless I'm on fire, you know, or something along those lines, or something just as simple as red, yellow, green construction paper. Sometimes I recommend that my clients let employees come up with some funny signs based on red, yellow, green, you know, when it's okay to disturb me and when it isn't, and then have a set of those signs made for every employee that they can stick to their cubicle wall or the back of their chair or someplace. Because once somebody comes up to you, even if they're polite enough to say, hey, do you have a minute? You're already interrupted, right?
Right, exactly. Or so my favorite one is when they say, I don't mean to interrupt you, but...
Right. Right. But I'm going to anyway.
Right.
Or then there's not even that. There's just yelling over the cubicle, right?
Right.
Hey, Joe, do you have that paper can you tell me that? Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So controlling your environment is the first step, and then controlling your technology is the second step. In order to maintain your focus and potentially even get into the flow zone, you have to eliminate the distractions from your technology. So I tell people you have to work in offline mode, for example, on your email. You have to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Take control of the technology, and certainly all of the apps that you have want to send you all those push notifications. Disabling the push notifications is helpful, but certainly working in Do Not Disturb is the best way to go. And even if you're checking your email, right? If the task ahead of you for the next 30 minutes is to deal with your email, you can't deal with your email if new messages keep downloading, right? It's like trying to dig a hole and have somebody standing beside you throwing the dirt back into the hole. Right? So controlling your environment, controlling your technology, and then controlling your own behavior is the third step, which is often the hardest part because, as you said, we've conditioned ourselves into this state of constant distraction. And so when it gets quiet, we get antsy, right? Isn't somebody looking for me? And why hasn't the phone rung? And where's my email? Something must be going on.
Right. Well, it's such a pleasure. I'm really thrilled to meet you. I love what you're doing. Thank you so much for joining us.
It was my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Take care.
You too.
What do you think of Maura's tips? Simple and easy to do, and they'll make a big difference. We'll put a link to her website on our website, distractionpodcast.com. While you're there, leave a comment or suggest a show idea. And thanks so much for listening.